Suro. How is everyone doing? John? Marnovich? Today we have a bunch of cool stuff to share. An exciting episode. We have community stuff coming from Anthony, fleet rentals, V2, super exciting. Looking forward to learn everything. Of course, we have an update with our friend Brad, who will be joining us later today as well, with some spicy updates. And we have the news for about C4 PTR content on we are finally winning against the ball. GM John.
Morning.
So let's 4 minutes for started.
Yeah, otherwise, I would see your Propolis T later. That's gonna be good.
John is basically a root. He's a brew stuff. He can cure himself on the right, so it's using in real life. But I think we GM need NDR Poriag.
My sugar gliders are waking up. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I don't normally broadcast from my house.
No, it's fine.
If you hear the sound of weird critters, they're sugar gliders. They're supposed to be sleeping. No fish tank yet. Not in the office today.
Yeah.
And so my fish tank sprung a leak last week. Not even kidding. I came in the morning, and like 10 liters of water were on the floor. So my fish are living in a bucket right now, and I'm looking for sediment. We'll see.
We're this close to the Atlas.
No, they're all on the
No,
rack.
joking.
They're all on the
Yeah.
rack. They would have been fine. What's the sugar glider say? It says, "Stop
Hi-oh.
talking.
Well.
I'm sleeping."
Look who is here. GM Brad.
Good morning.
How you doing, friend?
Good. For some reason, I was thinking 11:30 or like half an hour from now.
I'm glad to send you the message.
Yeah.
No worries, my friend. Welcome to the BREW. Always a pleasure to have you. But
loading up the editor.
yeah. No,
speak, so.
no, don't worry, because the main attraction for today is actually coming from the community. We have Mr. Nick who's walk us through what he's been cooking with his fleet rental V2. Anthony, my friend, come up stage, please.
How's it going?
Hello, sir.
Good morning.
GM?
Good morning.
Hey.
How good. So you got some cool stuff to share today, Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to it, and it sounds like we have a lot after this as well. So we'll see how far we can get for V2 because it's a pretty big update.
Awesome. Don't worry about this. Take your time. The worst thing that can happen is us extending the brew for a little bit. So have fun.
Okay. I mean, you want me to start off and get this going?
Yes, please. Yes, please. I think we have enough people.
All right, perfect. Yeah, so we have rental system V2 launching today for the Star Atlas portal. It has been running for a couple months actually on Raiden, which is one of the big updates for V2. Was that the original version? I'm calling it Legacy nowadays, but the Legacy version, I actually worked with Kane and I think Xcode a little bit, and Brian and all those guys, and we essentially hand rolled the front end to gain access to the rental system for interacting with the blockchain contract. And so with this V2, I opted to do a TypeScript SDK, and so that if changes happen, I can push it to the SDK, and then anybody that is using it can then just update it, and then it should be all good. And so what that allowed me to do, and for the community, is to get it integrated directly with Raiden systems, which is very cool, especially for those that like to have a lot of data and look at a lot of data when they're managing their fleet and their rentals. We do have it wired up and ready to go for the portal that a lot of people use today. On the back end, it's the same. And so you can manage it on the Star Atlas portal, or you can manage it in Raiden systems, and it's going to be the same rentals once this migration happens. And so another big piece of it is the migration step. It's a new program, and so we have to be a little gentle with how we do this. We have currently just shy of 700 active rentals right now on the legacy system. Those are still going to function as they do today, where you don't have to cancel if you want to be rolling out using them as you intended them to be used. But we'll be pushing an update to the legacy program, which will prevent you from accepting new rentals on that legacy program, and also prevent you from creating new contracts on that legacy program. Aside from that, V2 definitely started as it was going to be a small update. I was going to do updates to the legacy system. One of the big things that shifted it to its own program was C4. So I made it program agnostic in the sense of Sage, and so that it will work with C4. Been letting you guys iron out some of the low-hanging fruit in those situations for the time being. But I've talked to Brave Target, Jacob, and when ready, that can be implemented so that we can get some rentals going for C4. It might be even after mainnet. We'll see how you guys' bandwidth is, kind of deal. But it'll be all ready to go. And the front ends will be already wired as well. And so Raiden systems and hopefully the portal will be able to quickly transition as well. So it'll be a quick upgrade there as well. It is on a different blockchain, so that could be interesting. But yeah, it was originally, I was like, I should make it so that it is ready to go for C4, which caused it to be its own program. And then as we have been operating the current rental system, there's been a lot of bugs and issues, and I fixed the most pressing and the ones that should be fixed right away. But some of them were quality of life kind of choices that were made for legacy that I've made better. And I got a couple of those. I do have a website. We might be able to link that website. I know it was in the announcements as well. There's a lot of changes. But one of the big things from legacy is that fees were collected in the beginning. and if you canceled early, you paid the full fees, which at the time was a... I just got distracted with Jindo's comment there, but I... train of thought gone right there, right?
No, don't worry about that. I'll mod the question.
Oh, fees.
So you can.
Fees, right. So
Yeah,
they're
the fee.
It
prorated.
was fees.
Yeah, prorated. So if you cancel early, your fees are going to be prorated based off of that, which is one of the big things, because hated when someone's like, I didn't mean to rent for 24 days. Like they fat fingered a number or something, and then they canceled, right? And so that was one big update. We have the reservation system, which is a massive update as well. That might be its own brew, to be honest, because there's a lot going on there. It's down to the second now as well. So like before it was limited to per day. So like you can rent for a day or up to 24 days. You could rent for an hour now if you wanted. So that's very cool.
Nice. That's cool.
Some other, I'm looking at the list here. Some other things. The
If you
autumn.
want Anthony to do some screen sharing to show, like for example, interface or anything, feel free to do that.
It's a good point. So for interface wise, it's either the write-in system, so I can show that. I can screen share that. I don't know if I can screen share the portal update. I don't know. I don't know if Xcode knows if it's. I know it's in staging, and it should be ready to go, but I think.
Let me look. 1 second.
I think that needs to get pushed before showing.
So it's on staging now.
Oh, it is? Okay.
So no, I did an upgrade this morning, like first thing this morning. Do you know if it was on staging before then?
I know I tested it. I know I tested it the weekend before this.
Okay, so then it should be live.
Live on the.
If it's part of the. Sorry. So the internal word portal means play.staratlas.com.
Yes.
So that was. Let me check when that was last released. Just 1 second. Yeah. Is it ready to go right now? You want me to send it? Like just send it out? Or do you want to do a demo of it?
I think we could, honestly, I thought we were going to send it during this.
Then let's just send it. Let's do this. Let's
and
do
then
it right
there's slight changes from the UI. There's a lot of back-end stuff. And there's a lot of stuff that like people aren't going to realize, but they're going to be grateful for when they use it.
I like this.
We're doing it live, folks.
Now, the program update is scheduled for 5 p.m. Eastern time.
So you'd only see you'd see the front end, but it wouldn't function until 5 p.m.
No, so that's the thing. It's like it's live now. Everything's live. It's gonna be functioning. The program update is for the legacy to sunset it.
Got it.
And so you got a couple hours until you can accept new rentals on that legacy, because once that is pushed and executed, you'll get errors.
Okay, this will take a few minutes to build, but we'll come back. I'll let you know as soon as it's
We can do questions. There's a lot. Like I said, there's a lot. I try to do it at the high level. Obviously, people are going to have other priorities and concerns and questions. I know Earther has been beta testing it for a hot minute. He might have some user experiences there.
Anthony, while we wait, then maybe we can go to Jindo's questions and other community members' questions. Like, for example, you mentioned that it's a different blockchain, but we still use our same wallets, right?
C4, I mentioned C4 is on a different blockchain because it's going to be Zinc, right? So I might have confused people with that statement. This upgrade is still on Solana mainnet. Okay. It's designed to be C4, like to be program agnostic when it comes to Sage. And so C4 implementation will be only slightly interesting because it's Zinc and not mainnet Solana is what I was trying to get at there. But everything backend wise, all the stuff that I have built will work, because I also built it on HoloSim, which is Zinc testnet, and so I know it functions, and so
Nice.
that's what
cool.
that comment meant. So
Mhm.
apologize for any confusion there.
No worries. There are a bunch of questions. Uh, NGR is asking, who will be responsible for the contract fees, the renter or the owner?
For V2, the sole fees land mostly on the contract owner. And the reason for that is reliability. So we had a couple issues during Legacy where people created associated token accounts, or they set up rentals and then they closed those accounts because on the blockchain, and they can do that, which broke those rentals for people. And so instead of splitting the sole rental fees between the contract owner and the borrowers, this V2 shifted it all over to the contract owners. Now, 95% of those contract fees are rental fees, like Solana rent fees. And so you'll get that back when you close your contracts. The other nicety there, from an overall efficiency perspective, the old system, every borrower created their own rental state on the chain. So a contract could have like 10 or 15, depending on how things shook out, even more sometimes. This new system clamps it down to 2. So it's a little bit more efficient overall, but yes, it leans more on the contract owner footing that expense, but it's refundable on closure. And then on the borrower side, they're mostly looking at transaction fee, so the Solana transaction fee, and then the rental Atlas duration fee.
Yeah, people are asking you, Anthony, to do a on-screen walkthrough on how to set up a new fleet to rent.
Does
We
that
are still
include
waiting.
Sage? I guess is the question.
Yeah, we need to wait on the.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this build here. It is going to take a few minutes. I don't know when the last portal build was done, and even then I don't know if it included your work, so I want to make sure that I do one right now.
Perfect. So I guess while we're, I'm sharing my screen now.
Yes, we can see.
Perfect. And so this is Legacy. So I'll just create this rental for the Legacy. And that way it's prepared for when that gets pushed. I might be able to pull up the staging portal version if you wanted to skip this build.
That would be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you have a URL for staging portal?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
Looks like it's still up. So yeah, we can go roll with this.
Nice.
So a couple things you'll notice. If you have any legacy fleet rentals on the top here, you'll be able to click this tab, and then you'll be able to see it. Now, it is limited, and so it's in preparation for the upgrade to Sunset Legacy. And so if you have, like, I have a contract, I just created that contract on the legacy side for the Anthony RA TAC 2. I have the ability in this new portal system to then cancel that listing. A lot of people are probably going to land here. We do plan on doing like a contract close for admin contract close after the deployment of that program, that upgrade. And so we're going to try and make it as easy as possible. So you might even have to do this depending on when you get to it or when that goes through. So that's going to be the legacy. You can close it out from there. There's this migration tool that you can use as well, which is gonna simplify it instead of having to cancel and then go over to. Once you cancel it, it'll show back up on this list that you can then create a contract out of, and then you'll be able to use this UI to then create the new V2 contract. The migration tool is meant to simplify it and also kind of show you how things are changing a bit. It's a little bit more technical, a little bit more dense. It was meant to show kind of like all the different options that there are, kind of deal. The portal method is two-step, but it's also more angled at what you're used to. And so it's kind of like a comfort kind of migration concept there. And so both portals open. I'm going to switch to the one so I don't confuse myself. And so you should be able to say, we'll just cancel. We'll do it live. If you don't have any legacy, you shouldn't see the tab. We'll go with Anthony RA. Again, very similar to what you have. You do have the option to enable or disable reservations, which is the one of the biggest features for this. It allows people to, if it's actively rented, you can kind of do like an auction bid battle royale for the next rental window. And
that's
so
super cool, man.
The other part of it too is that if people fight over it a lot, it will automatically increment the contract rate. So if you imagine someone listed their fleet for something super cheap, and then people are fighting over it because it's super cheap, the more people that fight over it, the more likely it is for the contract rate to auto increment on that, to kind of find that market valuation, right? And so it's reservations in the sense that like, oh, I really want that next kind of situation, but it's also meant to help the owner kind of find that market valuation.
Yeah, price discovery. It's super cool, man. Helps everyone.
And so I'm going to create this, and it should be good to go. So you can see that it's on market now.
Nice.
Set there. We can go to Raiden and just see. Make sure that he sees it as well. And it's kind of small. Hopefully you guys can see that.
Yeah, no, we see it. Very cool.
That's pretty much it for listing new fleets.
I love it. This new reservations toggle.
Let me go up to some questions. Do you have any metrics on the rental success? I've never been able to rent my fleets. Price valuation could be a reason there. I know that there's a lot of people in the community, especially while using the Raiden systems, because you get a bigger understanding of the overall picture of things. A lot of times it's pricing. Like if it's priced too high, people aren't going to rent it. Kind of situation. Also, composition is a huge one. That's actually a lot harder egg to crack on how to like make sure that you have your fleets configured in a way that people want to rent them as well. And so that's a tough question. Contract fees for items inside the cargo. Oh, so the sole rent. Yes. We during Legacy, we found out that Sage has that kind of situation. Jacob told me that he's patching it. So sweeping cargo sole rental fees is going to be fixed here with V2 as well. If that's what was getting asked there from NDR.
Anthony, another question. Since you're already building this for uh, the C4 environment as well, will it be possible to see the fleet configurations when people are renting, or just the overall fleet composition on what ships are inside the fleet?
I think that's the client side, right? So like I know Ryden's really good at showing you exactly what the fleet's made out of, what it's going to be good at, mining, scanning, and that kind of deal. From a rental program side, it's mostly just managing the permission to that fleet, and so it talks with the Sage program and coordinates the payments, the rental payments, and that kind of stuff. When it comes to like fleet composition and fleet makeup and all that, it's definitely leaves that to Sage and then the client to show it.
Erder is asking if you want to talk about the point system, Anthony.
Yes.
And
So the reservation system, when I implemented it, you can use either, I'm calling them loyalty points, or you can use Atlas to reserve a rental. Loyalty points are accrued while you use the rental system. And if you cancel early, you lose loyalty points. If you rent a rental for 10 days and you rent it for all the 10 days, you'll get the max amount of loyalty points for that rental. You can use those loyalty points to reserve a future rental spot. And so the intention was to make sure that people that don't have capital, that, but they use the rental system like it's intended and not try to rent and then cancel early kind of situation. It kind of like rewards them for using the rental system as intended. Would allow them to essentially reserve the next rental on a fleet that might be very popular, either because it's priced very cheaply or it's like the best composition for scanning or mining. When it comes to chat, Xcode also mentioned it. I think it's a front end thing, and with the TypeScript SDK, it will be super easy to kind of do like a blink system where in-game chat can happen that way. I don't know if you can do wallet to wallet in-game chat.
Yeah.
That's
So
gonna be Xcode thing.
that's been a side project of mine a week or two ago on the, but the first implementation of it is running now in C4, where your wallets are signing unencrypted messages to a public bulletin board. But the SDK for that app allows wallet to wallet encrypted messaging, and it allows group DMs who the group creator can moderate, add other moderators, remove moderators. So think DAC chat or guild chat in game. And we could probably, like, as long as you know the other party's public key, you can send them a DM. We just have to expose the tools to do it in the front end. So the current issue is that all like the guild tools, the DAC platform, and all of players' mainnet assets, they're all on Solana mainnet, and we're all playing with fake wallets on Zinc right now and haven't got our Zinc account set up and all that. So there's a bit of a bridging issue. So I'm going to prove it all works on the Zinc network, and then either decide to continue there or to implement a similar system on Solana mainnet. But yes, encrypted on-chain messaging. It's all up and running. The programs are running. Leaks has been teaching me lots of interesting lessons on how to build front-end UI for for on-chain programs the last couple days. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna have some really cool messaging tools available to us.
Yeah, it's a great combo indeed. As Gazinor is pointing out, there's a list of people you want to send DMs in game.
Yeah. Well, of course, you want to message people that you have a business relationship with, especially in the rentals scenario, right? That was one of the things. This literally rentals and being able to DM the person I wanted to rent a fleet from directly was one of the reasons why I set out to build this. That and having guild chat on chain encrypted, right? So
We will probably have different tabs of chats in the future, right, John? Maybe the fleet rentals market for each faction would be a tab.
yeah, so I started an encrypted open bulletin board like Baron's chat, just everybody can see everything. Just let it all out here, get everybody talking, and then have sub channels for factions, but they can be circumvented. Like you can just sign up for a mud wallet and read everything in mud chat. So I don't see the value in that really. But where it gets really interesting is when you as a guild leader get a tool to make a guild chat and it automatically brings in everyone from your DAC platform, right? And those people they're like vetted and you know who they are and you can see their public keys and now you can chat in private with your DAC. To me, that's really impressive. Another thing would be like by zone, like if you're in a particular area with a fleet, then you have access to that zone's chat. And there's a legitimate reason to do that for commerce, for defense, for all that. So yeah, so those are a couple of different things I'm thinking of. Zone chat, guild chat, and DMs, back and forth, encrypted DMs. Yeah, but I do want a vibrant public Gallia chat, like, and I want it to be extendable, and I want people to have fun with it and like be creative with it. And yeah, there's going to be like want to buy gold messages and all that. I get that, but at the same time, if it's an open protocol and people can be creative about how they use it, it might get a lot of traction. There might be a lot of use there. You don't even have to access it from in the game because it's on chain, right? So that chat system could be pulled out into a chat app on your phone, or it could be on your desktop without the game running. Like you're just reading and writing messages to an open board on the Zinc network. So yeah, pretty happy about all the flexibility we've got there.
Pretty cool. And on this topic of guild chats, NDR is asking about how about a guild mate renting system or a specific individual renting system where you pretty much allow someone specific, like your guild members or other people, to only them rent your fleets. Is this something that we are envisioning for the future, Anthony? Or it's already live? I don't know.
It's not live. It's one of the things that I ended up cutting because of DAC integration. I'd rather it be integrated into the DAC system more closely, and it was one of the features where I opted not to focus on. But it was because there's some things that you got to be concerned about when it comes to that. This is also, I felt like reservation queues. The reservation system was a little bit more pressing at the time. Be interesting is if you could only allow reservations from a DAC member. Would be kind of an interesting way I'm doing that. It's up in the air. It's definitely on my mind. There's obviously things that we need to make sure that it doesn't get abused and people don't feel like someone's abusing it, kind of deal. To get around, because the fee, obviously is a concern that we're like trying to circumvent that via the DAC system. So
I see.
So all we got to do is port the DAC system to C4, right? To Zinc. Good to go.
I think that's part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Done. Challenge accepted.
Done. Guys, do you have other questions for Anthony here? Or Anthony, do you have any other specific topic that you want to walk us through regarding the new features or deployment of the new version of fleet rentals?
I think the only thing I want to state on the brew here is that reservation systems experimental. I want to consider experimental. It's going to need some fine tuning. The more that people use it, and it's built that way. Some other options or some other things that need that are experimental is that you can essentially enable rental discounts based on how long your fleet has been idle for. And the idea there is you list your fleet for a certain amount of list per day, and instead of it just sitting there at that ridiculous high rate, you can enable it where it can, based off of how long he's been sitting there. I think it's currently configured at 2% a day. Like you can lower it 2% a day until someone bites on it, kind of deal, to help with that market valuation as well. Experimental requires some UI magic, and so we try to make this V2 migration as similar or as close to the V1 legacy as possible. So there's some features and some options that are I'm excited to see in practice. That's going to require a little bit of UI work, but we obviously want to get V2 launched and get people on it, and then obviously go from there.
Also, no, I think this is the right philosophy. Super cool. Any last questions for Anthony, guys? And that was in the chat for Anthony, because this is a huge achievement for Star Atlas overall. Simply massive.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys to break it.
We are all excited.
But it's definitely built to be fixed quicker. So if you break it, I'll be here.
Thank you, Anthony. And do you think we could perhaps see this in the upcoming phases of the C4 PTR, perhaps?
Get it as a feature implemented?
Yeah.
I'm down. I mean, it's just a matter of bandwidth, right? And so if you want to do it, is it phase 3 coming up? So would it be phase 4? Or you want to do phase 3? I mean, it's up to you guys.
Maybe we could program this to phase 4. Would be exciting.
We can pen that in.
Awesome. The play.staratlas.com updates live, so the latest version should be available there for everybody.
Let's go.
Perfect. Thanks again.
Awesome. Thank you, Anthony.
Thanks, Anthony.
My friend. We appreciate you. Come on, Earther. We need more faces. There's so much to create and test. And talking about phases, I want to jump in to the next phase of Unreal Engine 5. Brad, are you still with us?
I am.
So you have been cooking, Brad. You have been cooking in silence, in the silence of your dungeon.
This is true.
So even I am not aware of the full extent of the things that you are building. So I'm really looking forward to what you have for us today, my friend.
Nice. Yeah, let me share my screen. And just a little pro tip to anyone renting ships. If you put those little black pine tree air fresheners in the rentals, I think it really takes it to the next level. People really appreciate that. So
5% higher rent on any ship with a 5.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys see this okay? We good?
Yeah, we good. We see.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
So this was just kind of a little pet project of mine because I thought it'd be a lot of fun. And I'm on a pretty long leash when it comes to Gallia development. I just kind of do what I want. So I wanted to make base building, like claim stakes. So currently in the game, we have this one little unit that's like, it's just what it is, and you can plop it down. So we built this ground up custom base building. And so you're going to need one of these to start. It's a claim stake. So these will be available for purchase at the last, I think it's a Betra, the last station that you retake. So in the main story campaign, you have to retake all the space stations from the Jorvik, and at the last one, you'll be able to purchase these. So once you purchase one of these, you go to any planet, any moon, anywhere you want, and you use it. And so now we go to this new top-down view where I can move the camera around and I can orbit and I can plot this down where I want. So how about right there? So it flattens the terrain, and then I can click on any of these 4 points to add stuff. And so if I click on any of these modules, we can see what it is and what it does and what it costs. I'm cheating, so I don't have to pay any costs. But for now, I'm just gonna put an entrance. All right.
Nice.
I can come check it out. So there's a crafting bench and a bed. In the future, I want this to be a respawn point. It's not yet. And then this computer station here. And so to edit my base and other stuff, I'll come here and interact with this. So right now it's unnamed, and so I need to name it something. What should I name it?
Brad's home.
All right. Brad's home. Okay, so I've got this overview window here. We'll look at this more later, and it's got its own inventory. I can store stuff in here. But I want to go edit layout, and let's add some more stuff. So let's add a connector module. So this is just a 4-way connector. It doesn't do anything besides just give you more attach points. And let's add a mining module. And so you can see in the top right there, it shows my power and my storage. So my power is 30 out of 0. So this mining module is taking 30 power, but I don't have any power. So I'm going to build a power module. And now I've got 100 to work with. And let's go hydroponics. Okay. So we can check this out.
Oh my gosh.
So this is my hydroponics module. I'm growing plants.
Let's go. All the mini flowers that you may want.
Right. And then my mining. Oop, I forgot to do a thing. So this mining module is not mining anything currently. I need to pick something for it to mine, or it won't do anything. So I'm going to come back here. So I click on the module itself, and I've got 3 options. So these options are populated by the planet itself or the moon. So different planets and moons have different things. I'll go luminite. So now you can see the laser turned on and it's now mining. And same thing for this. So let's go food. Sure. All right. So now if I look at my computer and I go to this overview tab, it's telling me that I'm generating 1 luminite ore every 60 seconds and 1 food every 65 seconds.
This is so cool, man. Holy shit.
So they'll appear here in a minute. But let's keep going. So I need to remove this. I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to add a landing pad.
Sheesh.
No. Oh man.
Ooh. I might not have any ships actually, because this is a brand new game. Yeah, I don't have any ships. So I'm just gonna cheat a ship. All right, so I got my scud there on the landing pad. And if I come back to my computer now, I have access to that ship's inventory, which is real handy because if you can imagine, I generate like 1,000, or if I had to like run that back and forth by hand, that would really suck. And so now we can just add stuff directly to our ship, which is super handy for loading and unloading. So you can see now I've got a food and I've got aluminite. But let's keep going. So instead of this hydroponics, I'm gonna get rid of this, and I'm going to add a forge. So I'm over on my power now. I'm in 110 out of 100, so I got to add one more power module. And let's go storage module as well. That's going to give me some more storage. So now my storage is 2100 instead of 100. The hub gives you 100 by default, but you really want a storage module to, if you want to let this thing run. So same thing with this. I need to tell it what to refine. So it can refine anything, but since I'm mining luminite ore, I want it to refine my luminite. So I've got this luminite ore here. If I go back here, so 20 seconds, that's pretty quick. So every 20 seconds that I have, if I have luminite ore and it's powered and there's room, it's going to be converting that luminite ore into actual luminite. So there's one. Pretty cool. Let's see. What else? Oh, something important is I need to keep my my power modules, my generators fueled. So that's the forge. It's running.
Oh, nice.
But this power module, it needs fuel, and it just takes like fuel. So I'm going to add 5 there. And then I'll add 5 to the other one. So one of the cool things about this is it runs in real time, not game time. And so this will keep running even after I log off. When I come back, in real life time, it'll keep going. So it's set up to where if you fully fuel a power module, like as much fuel as it can take, it'll run for 25 hours. So we kind of want you to come back day after day. We don't want to be able to like fill a month worth of fuel and then, and so if you fill it all the way up, it'll run for 24 hours and you'll have a ton of resources, and you can drag them to your ship and go sell them. And I think it's pretty fun. I think it's pretty cool.
Man, it's extremely fun. Like this is the birth of Stardew Atlas right there.
Yeah.
I love this, Brad. Honestly, man,
Cool.
I'm already full of ideas. I'll DM you after the brew is over.
I bet you are.
I
Yeah.
wanna chat with you about doing something cool with what we have, because we have a lot of tools now for Project Galia, and I think we can cook something really interesting. The community is super excited. I can see them here in the chat.
Good. Yeah. So as far as where we're at with this launch, I'll give you guys a little insider baseball. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this, but Wagner's not here, so I talk about what I want.
Let's go.
So we're probably going to release this soon. So Jacob, Brave Target's been helping out trying to squash the multiplayer bugs. And as you guys know, a lot of those have been very long-standing, like the invincibility bug, and some of them are newer. We know that there's lots of problems with multiplayer, and we are trying to fix them. Like Vantara know, because we've been doing dev updates pretty like daily, trying to get those squashed. We've been having trouble, and so the plan is to just release what we have, and that'll include this and some of the multiplayer fixes. And then we want to try to upgrade to Unreal 5.8. And the reason 5.8 is a big deal for us is because it's got built-in MCP integration for AI. And so currently AI only works in code, like C++ code, but code only makes up a small percentage of of everything in Unreal, because not everything is C++ code. A lot of it's like UI and gameplay abilities and blueprints, and it can't really see those and it can't edit those until we upgrade to 5.8, and then it can see and edit everything. And Danny's been doing some tests with Unreal 5.8, and it's pretty mind-blowing what it's capable of. Honestly, it freaks me out. If I'm being perfectly honest, I'm going to be out of a job. Like it's amazing. So the plan is, like I said, to release what we have. We know there's some bugs, but then after release, we'll update to 5.8, and then hopefully AI can help us squash these bugs that we haven't been able to fix yet. So that's kind of where we're at with on the UE5 side of things.
Man, this is super exciting. Super exciting, Brad.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know what that's about. It's not what I was going to show you.
It's ready. It's ready to fly.
Yeah, it's ready for takeoff. I was just going to show you that if you go to locations, there's my home right there. So I can subwarp back here, which is pretty handy.
Guys, does anyone have questions for Brad for this next update? This is coming the next update, right, Brad? People will be able to play with their homes,
Yep.
drop their claim sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Looking forward to this. Oh, Jindo is asking you to add a hotkey option for build mode
Hmm.
when you are inside the base, maybe something like this.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, sounds reasonable. All right, Brad. I think everyone got super excited. Looking forward to see this coming to life and the next steps for sure.
Cool.
That was in the chat for Brad, everyone. Our legend of Unreal Engine 5. Super exciting to see how things are moving. And I'm sure we'll get some pretty crazy game modes now with all those new features in game. I'll talk to you, Brad, after the brew's gone.
Okay.
Overload him? I would never do something like this. Come on. All right, Brad. Thank you, my friend. And if you want to stick, because we are close to the closing hour as well, I think the only thing that remains is give some updates on the C4 PTR. But before I do that, people are asking for a code. The code is rental. So now you have the code, everyone. Code rental. But yeah, about the C4 PTR updates. We are pretty close, like really close, to finishing phase 2. Most of the bugs, like the vast majority of the bugs, have been fixed. Most of the bugs have been fixed. The game is mostly working as intended. There are a few bugs here and there, but most of the bugs that you guys see right now, they are UI bugs that Danny will fix once we start doing the UI UX pass in the game. So don't worry too much about those. They will be fixed in upcoming phases. Then you will make sure of that. And then we'll move to phase 3, which is the next big chunk of new features for Star Atlas. So Arthur is asking about phase 3. What's phase 3? Phase 3 will include, yes, we'll start doing econ and recipe balancing. We'll do XP balancing, different career nodes XP balancing. Yes, we are going to add real numbers to pretty much everything in the game and have you guys test everything from the ground. Jindo, the single player is a target for phase 3 as well. We think it's going to make into the build. It's progressing well. Worst case scenario, it would go to phase 4, but I think they are going to make it to phase 3. And also the democracy module, which we are currently working on as well. We start seeing some Polus utility. We are also going to work on the Atlas emissions and NPC balancing stuff. Another huge thing that we are going to do is we are going to work on the speed of the game, especially the distance between regions. So warp speed, sub-warp speed, the size of the map, everything is going to be reworked.
Yeah, we've actually got some of that stuff coming out maybe later today. Depends how this session here goes, but we've got a few big changes that are coming probably today, which is a speed decrease across the board. Ships that are not mining ships will no longer be able to mine, and you'll have to either attach a mining rig to your ship, or it will need to be a mining ship in general. And then we're going to add respawn fees to destroy fleets, and we're going to look at what was the other thing? Speed reduction. Yes. It was something to do with mining. Yeah, that's the other piece there.
Oh, so yeah, the location of resources, that's very important. Yeah. We are reworking where every resource in game can be found and how they are going to appear in the map. We are going to restrain mining in game. So, for example, not chips like in Holocene, chips without the mining brig, they won't be able to mine in this next phase. This next one, there will be a reset because we want to test the numbers. So there needs to be a reset. Nagashi, you are asking about how many phases until mainnet. I can't be 100% sure, but I would say that mainnet launch will come after phase 3. So even if there's a phase 4, it shouldn't hinder the release of the game in mainnet. Level X, I'm not sure if I understood your question, but the idea is that resources will be more spread across different sectors and different regions of Star Atlas. And since the distance between places will also be bigger, the map overall will be bigger. This will force you to actually freight stuff between systems and work creating a real game economy in the map. As you guys know, we have lots of resources. Yeah, should land, as Anthony is saying, we need to add fleet rentals. Yeah. NDR, I know this is something important for you. As soon as you catch a little breath, we'll review the system's names and make sure everything is correct as well. probably not now, but between phase 3 and phase 4. Uh, yeah, the idea is that fleet configs will allow you to add mining equipment to your fleets, but they won't be good as mining ships are or as a claim stake is in mining ships. And yeah, that's pretty much my overall review of the updates. John, do you have anything else to add in terms of C4 updates, PTR stuff?
No, just re-summarizing what you've already said. Like, we're moving into a phase out of a bug fixing phase and into balance. And I do see comments about how like when mainnet launch will happen and how many phases. The way I look at it, like if we need to add a phase to pick out a specific feature, then we will. And we have a couple ideas of how to bootstrap new phases that may be beneficial, like mirroring everybody's mainnet assets onto Zinc, just using a snapshot, for example, and running that for a week. That would give us really valuable data that we wouldn't get other before launch, sort of thing. So maybe we'll do that. We may play with starter bundles once things are a little more balanced. We may play with different versions of the NPCs and capacities for them, but yeah, that's it right now. We're definitely moving out of sort of bug fixing and maintenance, game balance, and like launch feasibility. So.
But we have a view of the features that we want to come out in the MVP, and Michael would be best to talk about this. But some of them depends on testing the systems and when we want to deploy Zinc and the C4 mainnet update. So one thing's for sure, everything that we are going to test in phase 3 needs to be on the mainnet release, because phase 3 is going to give us data that allows us to launch the game in the real economy and understand how things will play out. That was a funny one, John.
I'm sick. That's my only excuse. No, we do have a very good idea of what features need to be in the mainnet release. And then we have a big basket of what we would really love to have. And some of the things that are coming for sure in mainnet release work better with certain things in the basket than others. And so we're trying to prioritize them. Things like the fleet rental system, in-game chat, like these are small features that add a lot of value to the mainnet product. So we have a few of those things like floating around on the peripheries of a core set of features that we have to get in. And core set of features is already mostly in the phase 2 launch. Like phase 2 was supposed to be, we could launch this thing on mainnet if it worked well. And doesn't necessarily mean we want to. Maybe we want to add some other things to it, or maybe we have time to balance. But the core feature set is already here.
Yeah. It's a balance, right, between launching a game with cool enough features and also launching the game as soon as possible, as I'm saying in the chat here. And like, for example, we can launch individualized crew in-game from the get-go. And this would also add a ton of depth to the game. It would allow us to do lots of cool stuff like missions, etc. But this would, if we want to launch this on the MVP, it would slow the release. So we are not going to do that. So this kind of trade-off is what we are pretty much studying every day, and we are watching you guys give us feedback and discuss the game, how you guys feel about the game, about the gameplay loops, and etc. And this is an exercise that we need to do every day. So it won't work if we launch a game that's not fun, but it also won't work if we take too long to launch the game. So this is the exercise that we are doing, this balance. And I feel we are in a good position. Right now we have uh, fixed most of the bugs, which is awesome. And now we can take our time watching the economy and the balance work while we work on other stuff as well and try to find a good spot to start the MVP numbers. I guess that's where we are right now. Sounds good, everyone. Yeah, exactly, Larry. No, that's phase 3. Like, this is the kind of content that we are going to tackle in phase 3. Level X, like, when will ship-to-ship refueling be available with our R8 ships? This is something that we 100% want to do, but this is a new feature, and this is a new feature that would impact other gameplay loops and features. So this is surely something that we can't start right now. Otherwise, it would hinder the development of other gameplay fronts. You know,
I'm on it. I got it. It's coming out right now, Jose.
it's live.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is what the tempting thing is to do it every day. It's like,
Yeah.
yes, we all want these excellent features, but we got to get through this core
Exactly.
gameplay loops, and then we can branch out into the other stuff.
Exactly.
Sorry, Jose, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. That's exactly the vibe. That's exactly the vibe. We really need to be careful with this balancing between building the cool game and releasing the game as soon as possible. So yeah, I really want you guys to help us on this front, letting us know if you guys are enjoying the game, if you feel the game is balanced, and just playing, providing feedback as you guys have been doing. You guys have been extremely important in helping develop the C4 PTR. And we really appreciate all the passion, all the effort that goes in playing the game every day, searching for bugs, providing feedback. I actually added a few. They should probably be live. Suggestions from a few guys here, from Suro, from Gaznor on quality of life stuff. So yeah, everything that you guys give us in terms of feedback, we try to implement. So we really appreciate all the effort, and let's keep everyone working here to make Star Atlas the best game possible. Sounds good, everyone? And with that said, I think it's time for us to close for this brew for today. John, my friend, I hope you recover quickly.
Me too.
I know
Me
you.
too. I'm winning this one for sure.
John is working so hard that he is barely eating or sleeping, so he gets sick. Doubles in the chat for John and his sacrifice. and that's it, guys. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, everyone. More sacrifice.
Yeah, more sacrifice. Yeah.
Oh Jesus, that's literally us every day. More sacrifice. All right. All right, everyone. Thank you guys for joining the brew.
Thanks, guys.
It's a pleasure to be here with you all, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.
See ya.